CBS Sports kicked me to the curb because I had some issues related to domestic issues and rumors with women. I was out of the business. CBS's NFL show kicked me off, and Skip Bayless was the one person willing to partner with me given my background, my shady background. And listen, bro, I had mouths to feed. I got baby mamas, and there's a lifestyle I'm used to having, and Skip Bayless threw me a lifeline. And over the course of 7 years, while I didn't get along with Skip all that well, and Skip should have, this is accurate, Skip should have ceded some control of Undisputed to Shannon Sharpe because it was clear as day Shannon was valuable and that Skip was growing stale, but Skip wanted to control that show because he felt like he created it. He gave Shannon the opportunity. But if Shannon's in his right mind and not in this victim mindset, if he wasn't a spoiled and catered and pampered to athlete, he would have stopped the dude in his tracks and said, nah, man, I took that opportunity that Skip gave me and I paid my dues, worked my way up to where I'm now in position to do Club Shay Shay, call my own shots, build a platform that I now own, partner with Colin Cowherd, and be in position to cash in when we sell the volume. Because I'm a big part of, really, I'm the driving force of the success of the volume. So Shannon Sharpe went through a rite of passage in the broadcasting industry, paid some dues, worked his butt off, and put himself in position. There's no reason to take this dump on Skip Bayless. But athletes, because we've so put them on a pedestal, we so worship them, we so idolize them, they never have to really move into reality. Because, and when I look at the media space, and all the executives in the media world that are turning everything over to athletes, I just want you to understand who you're dealing with and what you'll be dealing with. And so whatever opportunity you gave them, they will turn around and take a massive dump on you because they don't feel like you gave them an opportunity. They feel like they did you a favor. And I figured this out when I used to run around with athletes more often than I do now, or high-profile athletes. I can remember me and a group of athletes were going to some club, and they weren't letting us in fast enough. And I was like, well, let me give somebody $100 here at the door. This will get us there. And that, what are you crazy? And he said, we're doing them a favor by eating here and socializing here. And he literally told me that we're doing them a favor by eating. That's the mentality. My presence here makes this restaurant or nightclub more popular and valuable. The heck, we're not paying anybody to get through the door. They owe us. They should put us at the front of this line, cut all these other people, because I don't mind cutting in line. But I don't want them to do it because I'm famous or noteworthy. I want them to do it because I paid them off. That's America. Now, I say that sincerely. I don't want anything that I didn't either pay for or earn. And but that's not the mentality of most athletes. Most athletes, because of the culture that Nick Saban is running from and saying, like, I can't promote any of my values now because they're all out of style and everything is about entitlement and what we're owed. And then there's no reality to the discussion because many of the athletes, even the ones that go pro, we have this myth that, oh God, they just work so hard and they put in years of sacrifice to get here. And here's the truth about particularly high school to college. the best players on the team don't always get any type of scholarship look because they're 3 inches too short, a half step too slow, arms aren't long enough, whatever. There's some kind of deal. And the guys that work the hardest on the team, they're not guaranteed. A lot of times the guy that gets the scholarship might be the laziest guy on the team, but he just happens to be 6'4". And he just happens to be able to run a 4.2 40 or 4.3 40 or whatever, or he can jump so high. It's all off potential. And so some guy that may have been lazy in high school but was so talented that he show up on Friday night or Saturday and play well, he gets a scholarship, now he gets an NIL deal, and that same guy might be lazy on the college team. He may be so, there's some college coaches that if they were allowed to really say what they think, they could tell you incredible stories about someone like Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson's coaches in college could tell you stories about, oh, what a pain in the rear end this guy was. But he ran so fast and he was so tough, there was nothing we could do. And TJ, I'm sure not everybody, because you played with some really talented guys at Mizzou.
Yeah.
And the most talented guys, sometimes they're not the hardest workers.
The least talented guys are the hardest workers if they can get on the field. That's the only way they get on the field. The most talented guys, some of them worked really hard.
Yes.
Justin Smith was a guy that worked really, really hard. By all reports, I didn't play with him. There are those guys, but by and large, your point is exactly correct.
It's talent.
It's the genetics lottery.
Yes. And that's what most people don't understand. And that's why it's like we celebrate Lawrence Taylor. He was not the hardest worker. He was not a leader. He was a great player who had a lot of freaking talent and could. I was very good friends with Derek Thomas. Derek Thomas' birthday was on January 1. And they would be in the playoffs, but he would have his birthday party no matter what day it fell on. If they were playing on a Sunday and his birthday fell on Saturday or Friday, he was having his party. And then he would go out and play hungover or whatever. And